So Reminiscence was written and directed by Lisa Joy, who co-writes some of Westworld's episodes and is the wife of Jonathan Nolan, brother to Christopher Nolan. So Reminiscence, in the simplest terms, I would personally say is a cheapened, dumbed down version of Inception. Reminiscence is about Hugh Jackman playing a character who is a war veteran and I guess turned businessman who crafts his own product and allows people to see and revisit memories from their past. And in doing so, the main central storyline opens up. He meets a woman, they fall in love, she randomly vanishes, and then he goes into the central mystery to find out where she is, what happened, who did what, and so on. And essentially that is the story. I don't really have much else to say about the story because that's really all the story is. Set aside spoilers if I were to say, which I'm not going to because pretty much the explanation and the description of the story is spoiler itself. So, personally speaking, I feel like how they crafted and constructed this film from sheets of paper is basically Lisa Joy sat down with Christopher Nolan, analyzed and dissected Inception with him, and basically just took all of the good things that were in Inception out. And then basically pushed Christopher Nolan away from the production so that it was also dumber than Inception. And honestly, the best thing I can say about Reminiscence is it's made adequately, it's made fine, but in this day and age, especially when we get the likes of Inception and Christopher Nolan's films, even Quentin Tarantino's films, they're always different, unique, and at the very least original. Lisa Joy's Reminiscence is the exact opposite of all of those terms. Reminiscence is just a reminiscence of what films used to be, good films. I love filmmakers such as Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, Denis Villeneuve, directors and writers that actually push and they don't conform, they keep going, they make their own original inventive ideas. Not hacks that have family members that they just dissect pieces from. And essentially that's what Reminiscence is. Reminiscence is basically pieces of a great film dissected with the good stuff taken out and just reportrayed in a cheapened, dumbed down, more generic version of it. The acting is fine. It's just actors and actresses acting. It's nothing special. The story, nothing special. The story is the worst part of this film. The narration is probably the second best part alongside the production of it. Mainly, the narration is serviceable. It's adequate. It gives you the mood and aesthetic that you need to feel while you're watching Reminiscence. But otherwise, everything else about Reminiscence is just so far been there, done that. It's way, way too been there, done that before, and much better. Much, 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 much better. So, my opinion, if you want to watch a film based off of memories or dreams, please watch Inception. I feel that the people that dislike Inception just don't really grasp or understand the concept. If you say you do and you still dislike it, that's perfectly fine. You can have your opinion. I personally love Inception. The first time I watched it, I understood everything. That was a dream within a dream, parallels and everything. Reminiscence has none of that kind of texture and layout and platform. There's really no substance underneath. It's just a one-note story with actors portraying characters, doing a serviceable enough job, going through the motions, and that's all Reminiscence is. Reminiscence for me, I want to give this a really low score, but I want to be fair because this is not an absolutely terrible film. It's made adequately. But we're also expecting better, a lot better. So Reminiscence for me is a 5 out of 10. With the inclusion as well, I must say, now that theater release day films are coming into streaming, and streaming is becoming the new mainstream for actual new films, the majority of the revenue for Hollywood came from theater releases. So if they opt to stick to streaming as one of the new mainstream sources for new release theaters day releases for films, I highly recommend there being a bigger cutting board or a cutting table. Just all of the films that just feel any form of redundancy in them, scrap them, please, because major movie studios, as much as I want to see the likes of Amazon and big wig corporations fall, I have to at least give them advice and let them know that this is not how you fall. You fall just by people just stop seeing and doing the things you want them to. Not necessarily in the sense of what you're outputting to be bad, more so people are just tired. So I wish Hollywood would continue bringing and pumping out more great films to the likes and standards of Quentin Tarantino, Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan, not family members that just scrap good ideas in favor of serviceable same ideas with no substance or formula. It's just completely formulaic, bare bones. So that's my advice for the day. Hollywood, please, please go back to doing better. Hire better people. Actually look at your scripts. Especially movie studios like Warner Bros. That like to meddle and mess with people's production time and their editing process. Stay out of that. But when they deliver the final product, you watch it. I'm not saying it needs to be a masterpiece, but at the very least, let it be original. It doesn't even have to be inventive. Just let it be an original idea. Okay, it can be a piece of crap film with an original idea, and people would still appreciate it. They may not like it, but they will still appreciate and respect the effort behind it. Reminiscence is not that at all. So again, Reminiscence is a 5 out of 10. Thank you.